Leo, stop everything right now because I need to tell you something that cannot wait. What I'm about to share with you is so specific, so targeted, so precisely aligned with what's happening in your energy, right? Now that I'm putting everything on the line to deliver it, I'm telling you right now that what I'm about to describe is coming to you within 3 days. Not eventually, not someday, not in some vague, undefined future. Within 72 hours of this moment, your reality is going to shift in a way that confirms every single thing I'm about to tell you. And I say that with complete conviction because what I'm seeing in your energy is not subtle. It's not ambiguous. It's not open to interpretation. It's clear, it's imminent, it's already in motion. And within 3 days, you're going to be sitting somewhere looking at your phone or looking at your life. And you're going to remember this reading. And you're going to know without any shadow of doubt that what you're experiencing is exactly what was described here. Here's what I need you to understand about why I'm making such a bold declaration. Because the energy around you right now is unlike anything ordinary. There's an urgency to it, a pressure, like something that's been building and building has finally reached the point where it absolutely has to release. And when spiritual energy reaches that kind of critical pressure, when things have been held back or delayed or in process for as long as they have been, for you, the release doesn't happen gradually. It happens suddenly. It happens completely. It happens in a compressed window of time that leaves you breathless. And that window is the next 3 days. What is specifically coming to you in the next 72 hours? Let me tell you exactly what I'm seeing and feeling in your energy. The first thing, and this is the one that's going to hit you hardest and fastest, is a communication. A specific, targeted, significant communication from someone who has been on your mind, someone you've been thinking about, whether you've been consciously aware of it or not. Someone whose name or face or energy keeps surfacing in your thoughts. And this communication is coming. It might be a text. It might be a call. It might be a DM or an email or an in-person encounter that you weren't expecting, but it's coming within 3 days. And what this person is going to say or express is going to be exactly what you've been needing to hear from them. For most of you watching this, this communication is romantic. This is someone who has feelings for you that they've been sitting on. Feelings they've been managing and suppressing and trying to make sense of before they express them. And that internal process is complete. They've arrived at their clarity. They know what they feel. They know what they want. And they've made the decision that they're done waiting, done holding back, done pretending. They're okay with things being the way they are between you. Within 3 days, they're going to reach out and they're going to say something that changes the energy between you completely. Something that makes you exhale deeply because finally you have the clarity you've been craving. What they're going to tell you is that they've been thinking about you deeply, that you've been on their mind in ways they can't easily explain or dismiss, that they realize they've been showing up in your life in a way that hasn't fully reflected how they actually feel, that they want more than what currently exists between you, that they're ready to be honest about their feelings, even though being honest is scary and vulnerable and puts them at risk of rejection. And that honesty, that courage to speak their truth, even when it costs them, something is going to hit you directly in the heart. Here's something specific about the nature of this communication that I want you to watch for. It's going to feel unusually direct, more direct than this person usually is. There's going to be something in the energy of their message or their words that's different from how they normally communicate with you. A rawness, a urgency, a quality of someone who's decided that careful, measured, protected communication is no longer serving them. And that real, unfiltered honesty is the only way forward. And that quality, that shift in how they're showing up is going to be one of the first things that tells you this is different. This isn't a routine interaction. This is a moment. Now, let me tell you the second thing that's coming to you within 3 days, because this reading isn't just about one development. There are multiple things converging in this 72-hour window. The second thing is an opportunity, something that presents itself seemingly out of nowhere, something that lands in your lap without you having directly pursued it. An opportunity that's connected to your professional life or your financial circumstances or both simultaneously. And this opportunity is going to feel almost too conveniently timed, like someone ordered it for you, like the universe custom designed it based on exactly what you need right now. This opportunity might come through a person, reaching out with something they want to offer you or propose to you. It might come through an unexpected email or message from someone in your professional network. It might come through a conversation that starts as something ordinary and then reveals itself to be something extraordinary. However, it arrives. Pay attention. Don't dismiss it as too good to be true. Don't let imposter syndrome convince you that this opportunity was meant for someone else. It was meant for you. It's arriving in your specific life at this specific time for a specific reason. And if you say yes to it, if you lean into it, rather than backing away from it out of fear or disbelief, it's going to change your financial reality in ways that you'll still be feeling months from now. The third thing coming to you within 3 days is a realization, an internal shift. A moment of sudden, profound clarity about something you've been confused or conflicted about. Maybe it's about a relationship. Maybe it's about your purpose or your direction. Maybe it's about a decision you've been struggling to make. Maybe it's about yourself and who you are and what you actually want versus what you've been telling yourself you want. Whatever the subject of this realization, it's going to arrive with the force and the clarity of something that's been trying to break through for a long time. And when it hits, when this realization lands, you're going to feel it in your whole body. You're going to feel the rightness of it, the truth of it. And you're going to wonder how you didn't see it sooner. This internal clarity is actually the most important of the three, the things coming in the next 72 hours. Because external developments, communications and opportunities and good news, those are wonderful. But they're only as valuable as your internal state allows them to be. If you're not clear internally, if you're still confused about what you want or what you believe or who you are, then even the best external news can be received with doubt or second guessing or self-sabotage. But when you have internal clarity, when you know what you feel and what you want and what you're worth, then the communication and the opportunity and everything else that arrives in this 3-day window can be received and acted upon from a place of power instead of confusion. Here's what's going to make all three of these things arriving within 72 hours particularly powerful. They're connected. The internal realization is going to inform how you receive the romantic communication. The romantic communication is going to give you the emotional energy and the confidence boost that makes you say yes to the professional opportunity. The professional opportunity is going to create the financial foundation that supports the relationship you're building. Everything is interconnected. Everything is part of the same unfolding, and the universe is delivering all of it in this compressed 3-day window because you're ready to receive all of it simultaneously. You've done the preparation. You've done the work, and now the harvest is coming in all at once. Let me address the skepticism some of you might be feeling right now. Because I get it. You've been told things are coming before. You've been given timelines that didn't pan out. You've had readings that promised things that didn't materialize. And that history of unmet expectations has created a very reasonable and very protective skepticism. I understand that. I'm not asking you to abandon that discernment. I'm asking you to hold it alongside openness, to let yourself be somewhat open to the possibility that this time is different, that the energy right now is genuinely different, that 3 days from now, you're going to be looking back at this moment with a very different perspective. Because here's what I know about the energy I'm reading for you. This isn't general. This isn't applicable to everyone and anyone who might be watching. This is specific to where you are in your journey, right? Now, to what you've been through, to what you've been building toward, to the specific convergence of energies that's happening in your life at this precise moment. And that convergence is real. The pressure that's built up is real. The release that's coming is real. And 3 days is the window in which that release is going to occur. Here's what you need to do right now, today, to position yourself optimally for receiving everything that's coming in the next 72 hours. First, clear your energy as completely as you can. If there are conversations you've been avoiding, have them. If there are decisions you've been postponing, make them. If there are things weighing on your conscience or your heart that you haven't addressed, address them. Because the cleaner your energy field is, the more easily these 3 blessings can reach you without interference. Second, pay attention to every single communication that comes to you in the next 3 days. Every text, every call, every email, every in-person interaction, every DM, because the significant communication I described might not announce itself with dramatic fanfare. It might start casually. It might arrive from a direction you weren't watching. So be alert, be present. Don't miss it because you were distracted or because it didn't look the way you expected it to look. Third, stay in a high vibration. Do the things that genuinely elevate your energy. Move your body. Spend time in nature. Listen to music that lifts you. Eat nourishing food. Sleep properly. Connect with people who make you feel good, because your vibrational state in the next 3 days is going to directly affect the quality of what you receive. The higher you're vibrating, the better and more aligned the version of these blessings that shows up. Fourth, keep your schedule as open and flexible as possible, because when opportunity knocks in the next 3 days, you need to be able to answer immediately. You need to be able to make time for the romantic conversation that's coming. You need to be able to evaluate and respond to the professional opportunity quickly. You need to be available, present, ready to engage with what arrives, rather than being too booked or too distracted to give it proper attention. Here's something I want you to specifically watch for. On the first of these 3 days, there's going to be a sign, something small but unmistakable, that tells you the energy has shifted. Maybe it's an angel number showing up multiple times. Maybe it's a song playing that feels like a direct message. Maybe it's a dream that stays with you after you wake up. Maybe it's just a feeling of sudden, inexplicable lightness or sense of anticipation that arrives without obvious cause. Whatever this sign is, recognize it for what it is. It's the universe signaling that the 3-day window has opened, that what I've described has begun to materialize, that you're now in the convergence zone where these blessings are actively making their way to you. On the second day, watch for the first concrete evidence, something tangible, something that you can point to and say, okay, something is actually shifting. Maybe it's the beginning of the communication I described. Maybe it's the first hint of the opportunity I mentioned. Maybe it's the internal realization starting to crystallize. Whatever form the first concrete evidence takes, acknowledge it. Don't explain it away. Don't dismiss it as coincidence. Let it be what it is, which is the beginning of everything I've described arriving in your life and on. The third day, the convergence reaches its peak. This is the day when multiple things are going to happen, when the energy is going to be the most concentrated and the most undeniable. When you're going to feel it most clearly that something significant has shifted, when the communication or the opportunity or the realization or all three are going to be so present and so obvious that there's no longer any room for doubt. That's day 3. That's when you're going to look back at this reading and feel that deep sense of recognition and confirmation. Here's what I see for you in the immediate aftermath of this 3-day window. After these 72 hours, after these 3 things have arrived and been received and begun to be integrated into your life, you're going to feel a sense of momentum that's been missing. You're going to feel like things are finally moving, like the stuck energy has been released, like the future you've been hoping for is no longer just a hope, but an actual developing reality. And that feeling of momentum is going to carry you forward. It's going to make the next step easier and the step after that easier still, because momentum builds on itself. Because one breakthrough creates the conditions for the next breakthrough. Because the universe rewards forward movement with more opportunities to move forward. What I also want you to know is that how you handle these 3 days is going to matter beyond just the immediate impact. How you respond to the romantic communication is going to set the tone for that relationship going forward. How you engage with the professional opportunity is going to determine what doors open next. How you act on the internal realization is going to shape who you become and what you attract. So be intentional, be present, be conscious of the significance of what you're navigating, because you're not just receiving blessings in a passive way. You're actively co-creating what comes next through every response and every choice and every action you take within this window. Here's something deeply personal that I want to leave you with before we close this reading. The reason I'm willing to make such a bold declaration about the next 3 days is because of what I feel when I connect with your specific energy. There's a readiness in you that's palpable. A maturity that's been earned through everything you've been through, a depth that's been developed through your struggles, and that readiness, that maturity, that depth, those are the qualities that make this particular convergence of blessings not just possible, but inevitable. You didn't get here by accident. You've been working toward this window of time, and the universe is responding to that work with these 3 specific gifts within these 3 specific days. Trust it, receive it, stay alert for it. And when it arrives, when the communication comes and the opportunity presents and the realization hits, let yourself fully experience the joy and the validation and the confirmation of everything you've been faithfully believing in. Because 3 days from now, everything I've described is going to be your reality. And the smile on your face when you realize it's all happening exactly as described is going to be the most beautiful confirmation that you're exactly where you're meant to be, receiving exactly what you're meant to receive at exactly the right time. Have you been feeling like something big is about to break through? Have you been sensing that this particular window of time is going to be significant? Have you been noticing the energy building around you in ways that feel like they're pointing towards something? Drop a comment and tell me what you've been picking up. And if this reading gave you chills or hit you somewhere deep, please subscribe for more intuitive guidance. 3 days. Watch what happens. Everything I've described is coming. The communication is coming. The opportunity is coming. The clarity is coming, all within 72 hours. Get ready, stay open, and prepare to smile.